How about now? Hopefully this is working now. Let me know in the chat. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for the trouble, guys. YouTube has changed the whole back end section and it's like really messing me up here, so I apologize. It's been a while since I've gone live, and since then they've changed a few things. So, all right, I can see you guys now too. Let's see. You can hear, you can see. Good, good, good. Okay. All right. Well, you guys, please let me know. I'm gonna look at the chat. So if for some reason you can't hear and see me, just give me a notice down below. So gosh, welcome. Thank you so much for showing up. And I know it's a holiday. I usually have a video that comes out today, and I'll be honest, I'm a little late in putting my videos together. I've had a lot going on in my life, and so I decided I haven't talked to you guys in a while, and I'm gonna get on here and do a live stream with you and connect with you guys. And it's a holiday too, so you guys might have plans tonight. Let me know down in the chat area basically where you're viewing from, and if you have plans tonight for Halloween, and what you're dressing up as if you're dressing up for Halloween. I always like to see those things. It's kind of cool. It's too bad you guys can't post pictures here so I can see your costumes. So let's see, we have Kevin is here. Shali, am I pronouncing that right? Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm horrible sometimes at that. Sharon is here. Lola, Dana, Rhonda, Daniel, Kathy, Anne. Let's see, who else? Shelly and Joe. Okay. So there's a lot of people here. I'm sorry I can't get to everybody's names because there's so much. Let's see. So audio stay the same. Audio's good. Okay. So let's see. I only see some red head. That's me. Patricia said that. I have new hair color. It's gone through a little bit of a phase where it's been purple and pink and brown and red, and I'm getting there with it. But I'm not sure if it's gonna last like this. It's very hard to maintain, so we'll see. But it's kind of fun in the process. So I wanted to get on here and let you guys know that there has been quite a few changes with me, and so the video is going to be, or the live stream is going to be about the changes that have been happening. Some of you guys have seen the last videos that I've put out that showed some of the changes that I'm doing, but now I'm like really implementing them, and I thought it would be kind of fun to talk it through with you guys. And then the other thing too is I just wanted to do a Q&A with you guys. So Sandra, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. It's so sweet of you guys, really. It always surprises me so much when people decide that they want to basically give me a donation. So thank you. And let's see. So Shelly, your hair is great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sandra is in Hilton Head, South Carolina. How's the weather over there? It's been like very weird around the United States, like very cold in some areas. I just had a friend who literally drove all the way from the Dallas, Texas area to Arizona because the weather was so cold. He's in a van too, and his pipes would freeze. So he had to drive very, very quickly to get out to Arizona. So, all right, so I'm going to talk about the changes that's going on, and then, if you guys have questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat box as I go along. So some of the changes that are happening is, again, if you've watched my other videos, well, maybe if you haven't, I'll just catch you up really quick. So I came back from Alaska. I was in this major funk. It's a depression, if you will. I wasn't clinically diagnosed with depression, so I kind of call it a funk, but it's just, you know, we kind of go through these things sometimes. And it was mostly because of my traveling. I traveled so much from Alaska back down to the lower 48, 7,000 miles round trip, and I realized through that trip, and it was good that I did that, I think, and that it made me really aware of something that was happening with me. And that was that I've been doing this for 2.5 years, being on the road for 2.5 years, and I'm just exhausted, to be honest. And part of that is because I move too much. Sometimes I'll stay in one place for a week or two, but most of the time I'm moving every couple of days, every 4 days maybe. And so I was just exhausted, and I realized that I needed to really change my travel style. The van is smaller. I started out with a Class C, and then I got the van because I wanted to be more nimble and be able to get in and out of cities and places, easier. And you know what the word nimble means. And I'm at a campground, by the way. So if you hear any, there's birds, and there's also squirrels that try to get into my RV. So that's what some of the noises are that you're hearing. But I knew that I needed to change my travel style because I just was feeling very exhausted and tired. And so when I was in Colorado, I ended up staying in that area between Colorado and New Mexico for about a month and a half. And I really got to rest and reflect and figure out what is going on with me and what changes do I need to make. My health was suffering. I was not getting out as much. I was working too much. I left a 9-to-5 job because I was stressed out and working 60 to 80 hours a week. And I was kind of doing the same thing in my own business. And so it just doesn't make sense. I didn't need to trade one thing for the other in my own business and still be stressed out. So what I figured out is that I need to travel less in between, so maybe stay someplace for the minimum of 1 week, and more or less 2 weeks is what I'm really looking at. And so I even considered getting a different rig, because this is a smaller rig, and to be in a place for a couple of weeks and really do what I want to do, and I'll explain that part in a minute, what I want to do with my health, is that I need a little bit more space, and I need to feel a little bit more comfortable. And it's not that this is uncomfortable in here, but it felt a little claustrophobic for my health needs. My back has been killing me. I've had some back issues, and a lot of this is related to my health. And so I ended up, so long story short, I ended up being contacted by a online nutrition and fitness coach, and she and I are working together to work on my health, and we're doing it gradually, in a very healthy way. Her name is Christine from IreneIronFitness.com, and she, started kind of looking at what I have to use in my van to work out, which there's not hardly any space in here, right, to work out. So I do my yoga outside. I have gotten over this fear of working out in public, in a public space. Guys, you'll be so proud of me. I literally rolled out my yoga mat in the middle of a parking lot when I was down in Southern California. I couldn't believe it, but I did it. And you know what? I just was focusing on my exercise moves, and it was amazing. So I loved it. Hey John P, so good to see you here. So I need to work out more. My health, my back is related to my health, my weight, and I think my chair inside my RV, so I need to kind of work on that potentially. I sit a lot to edit videos, and I you guys are gonna laugh at me. I just said, I have this sticker up here that says no ums. I tend to say when I'm trying to think through things, and I'm trying not to do that. So I apologize, guys. I get to edit all of those out when I do my videos. So anyways, here I go again. Now I'm going to really catch myself. So let me get back on track. I decided then to get this pop-up tent to make sure that I had space to do my workouts. And so that was one of the things that Christine and I talked about, was having some sort of a place for me to actually get my workouts in, and kind of designated, especially if I'm going to be in a place for about 2 weeks. And so thank you, Shali. Oh, you're so sweet. Am I saying your name right? Can you just give me a thumbs up or a yes if I am, or give me the pronunciation? So I bought this little pop-up tent, and I'll show that on my an upcoming video, but it's a really minimalistic pop-up tent. It's you might have heard of those clam shelters. It's kind of like that, but I wanted something that was a little bit smaller and one that fit actually in the van. And so this one is like a big circle, and it folds down flat, and I can just slide it under my bed, which is really nice. And I'd show it to you, but it's a little bit cumbersome to take the computer and stuff out there right now. Maybe at the end of the video I can do it. We'll see. But anyway, so I bought this pop-up shelter, and it has a floor in it, you know, like a small floor. And I rolled up my yoga mat in there so it gets to stay out. I have my chair, you know, my little camping chair, and I have my little side table, and I put some weights and stuff in there. I got, oh my gosh, the other thing, Christine, she's like, you need some adjustable weights because I need to do weightlifting. So I found some adjustable weights. Well, she found some for me that work really well because they're very minimalistic. I made some space in the back of the van. I even got a stability ball that I can blow up and down or deflate, however you want to say it. And then that fits in the back of the van. So it's actually really small, a small footprint for everything that I've done. I already had the yoga mat. And so I've put the shelter outside, and with the yoga mat rolled out, the chair, the weights, and it's just amazing. Like, and it's funny, the first day I actually went out there to sit, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I didn't do this before, because it's just amazing. It shelters you from the sun. I can actually work out there on my computer. Like, you guys will laugh. You've seen this before, I'm sure, where people talk about the laptop lifestyle, and they're like out on the beach in their swimsuit, you know, looking out at the ocean. Okay, guys, you cannot work on your computer outside on the beach unless it's dark, because there's a glare on your computer. So it's very hard to work outside like that unless you have, there's like a whole thing that you can put around your monitor, but it's not minimalistic, and it's just awful. So anyways, this really helps with that. So now I can work outside. It keeps the mosquitoes and the no-see-ums out. Shali, yes, a whole gym. That's amazing. I have my gym with me now. So I don't have to get a new RV. It's perfect solution. I feel like I have this extended living space, and I really, really love it. So it's one of the changes that I made. So you guys, I kind of mentioned maybe in one of my videos that I might look at getting another rig, and I do still think about doing a custom van next year, probably towards the end of the year. But that's just a little bit on the back burner right now. I have some goals and some financial things that I want to meet before I do something like that. So that will have to wait until next year. This is perfectly fine, but I would like to change it up a little bit more to what I really like. Like, you guys know, I've talked about the bathroom. Like, I hate the bathroom on there, and I want to take down the walls. I'd love to get a composting toilet, something that I can boondock a little bit more. So, hey, Dave and Shauna, so good to see you here. Emerald City Epilogue. They are also Heimer owners, and you should check out their YouTube channel. They also travel full time, and Dave works remotely, and Shauna's working remotely. I'm actually supposed to meet up with them here fairly soon up in Northern California, so it'll be good to travel with them for just a little bit. And anyway, so that's one of the big changes. And I let me see, you guys have some questions. I should probably pay attention to that. I apologize. I get to talking and then have to go back and look. Okay, so Val says it's 85 degrees there. Ooh, 85. Where are you at, Val? Did you say that already? Sandra says weather's beautiful, and Hilton had this time of year in the 70s. Oh, that's really nice, 70s. That's the kind of weather that I really like to be in, is the 70s. Let's see, D, sweltering in Florida. Yeah, you guys got some colder weather there, I think, didn't you? And then it turned hot again. It's just bizarre over here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, about your comment about loving my videos. Thank you so much. Robert, campgrounds are generally more pleasant sounding than a busy parking lot. Yes, they are. And you know, I don't always stay in parking lots. I'm was in a parking lot in Southern California because I was in an urban area, and sometimes you just have to go into urban areas to get, you know, things done, get your mail, do some errands. I wanted to see a chiropractor. There's just things that you have to do sometimes. So you have to figure out where you're gonna stay. So, but you know, well, there's gonna be times when that happens again, and I'm gonna need to work out. I'm working out every day, Monday through Friday, and my yoga has been like amazing. My flexibility, you guys, is starting to change already. I guess I've been doing yoga now for, I'd say consistently for 3 weeks, and then before that sporadically for a couple of weeks, and I love it. I was doing those yoga cards, and it looks like some of you guys are saying how you like the yoga cards too. Claudia, she says that I inspired her to yoga. Yay! It's like addicting, I swear, when you start it. It's amazing. I have never, to be honest, like there's not anything that I felt that was addicting to me from a exercise standpoint, except bicycling. I really love that. I eventually do want to get a bicycle, but the yoga has been pretty amazing. And I think it's because I realized how good my body felt after doing it and regaining that flexibility and helping my back. And by no means am I where I need to be yet with my flexibility, but I'm already starting to feel a difference. So let's see. Lola says staying fit and healthy is a good series for van lifers to learn, for sure. I think we tend to move a little bit more when we're in the van, and so we don't get the proper exercise that we need, and we're driving so much, so we're sitting a lot. Like the sitting is what has just killed my back too. Let's see. So thank you everyone for the compliments on my hair. Peggy, you made me knock the dust off my old yoga book. Woohoo! I'm so glad to hear all this, you guys. That is amazing, really. It's kind of fun. I feel like you guys are all doing this with me. Billy says you're looking happy. I am. I'm feeling so much better, Billy. Let's see. Okay. Gosh, I'm getting behind on these. Certainly. Sorry, just kind of going through the comments. There's a lot of them here. Being Human RV. I'm starting my full-time journey in 2 days. Woo, congratulations. Let me know what you're going to be in. What kind of RV do you have? Let's see. David. Hey, David. David into house. Where will you be spending Thanksgiving? I'm not sure yet. Somewhere down in the Southwest. We're looking to get together with some of our RVing friends, so I'm not sure. We haven't figured that out yet. But good to hear from you. David has been, I think, probably one of my oldest, not oldest in age, but oldest in time on my channel. He's been on here for quite a long time. Roads of Life. Everything about doing some yoga videos using the cards. I bet it would be greatly appreciated. Oh gosh. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I did some yoga in my video. I'll think about it. I don't know. That's not really what my channel is specifically about. It's more about kind of the journey, but I don't know. Maybe if I get enough requests. Bands are good. Oh, you guys are amazing. Pierre says, I really enjoy your videos. Keeping it up. You're looking healthy and well. Thank you so much, Pierre. I am feeling so much better. I mean, you guys saw me on some of my videos before. I was not happy. And it wasn't that I was not happy with like what I'm doing in van life or RVing or my business. It was just, again, kind of what I was talking about before, where I felt like I needed to adjust. I'll just say that. Change and adjust what I was doing with my traveling, because it was just exhausting. That's the best word, exhausting. It was really, really exhausting. And I've been doing that for 2.5 years. So I think part of it is, you just get excited and you want to go to all these places and you want to meet your RVing friends. And I wanted to go to Alaska, which was, really far away. And my first year, I went all the way to the East Coast to Maine and then back to the West Coast again. And the beginning of this year, I went to Baja, Mexico. And, there's just so many things to do and you get excited. And I think now I've realized, like, I just need to kind of settle into it a little bit, and take it easy. And I feel so much better. There's this bird out there that is really singing away. There's my So I just need to relax a little bit and, just kind of ease into things and not travel as much and really take care of myself. So the self-care is I guess the big takeaway, right? Is the self-care of my back and my health and my weight. And so, yeah, it's so much better now. I feel like I'm on a good path. I mean, I just started it, but I feel like I'm on a good path and I have good support system. And I feel like I've made some good choices to help stay on that good path. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, so let's go back to the chat. Shelly and Joe says, you seem so much happier. Yay, I'm glowing. I'm not pregnant. People say that, when you're pregnant. I'm not. Where is Tiffany? Hey, beautiful. Oh, hey, Tiffany. I just saw her in Albuquerque. I love her. She is so amazing. She just started out in her RV life too. She had a Class C and then she got I think it's a Winnebago Travato, something like this, and she is just loving it. And Tiffany, you can talk more about that too. Let's see. Was a life you can do it? Yes, it's all part of the journey. Traveling solo. I don't cook much in the van because I want to avoid food smells. Do you experience much of that? I suppose you keep the doors open during meal prep. So traveling solo is Maury. He has a channel. I'll answer your question in a second. But Maury has traveling solo. He is also a Heimer owner. So check out his channel too. He is amazing. He has a lot of stuff on his channel about modifications to vans and all of the things he's done. I love the stuff he's done. He actually put in a lagoon table where my table is fixed to the wall here. He did a lagoon table that is absolutely amazing. I really want to do it. In fact, I'm trying to recruit him to do mine for me. So he's quite handy in the RV. And actually, he was in a couple of my videos last year. We were both traveling down the Pacific Coast Highway at about the same time. And so we met up and he was in a couple of those videos. But anyway, check out his channel. It's amazing. So back to your question, Maury, or traveling solo on the cooking. So there are smells in here, but I just open windows and I usually cook in the Instant Pot, which kind of cuts down on that a little bit until you release, the vent on it. But, with the windows open and stuff, it's not too bad. Or sometimes I'll even take the Instant Pot outside and release it out there. But yeah, there's smells in here, but it's not bad. I also have a little essential oil diffuser that I'll turn on after I cook, which kind of cleans everything out. So if it smells, I don't know it. Nobody's ever said anything to me. That's kind of makes me nervous sometimes because of the toilet, the toilet. I hate that toilet now. I think the cassette toilet thing is great, but the toilet itself is it's awful. It's plastic. It's stained. I don't want to be gross, but it's stained inside because of the toilet. And anyways, I want to get a composting toilet at some point, but I need to make some decisions about whether I'm actually going to keep this van or if I'm going to go ahead and do a custom. So sorry, Maury, it turned from cooking to the toilet. Smells, that connect the dots. Let's see. So Sandra, thank you so much. Oh, Lily's over here. I don't know if I can grab her. Hold on, let me see if I can. Come here, Lily. Let's see if she can fit it. Oh, it's okay. Give me one sec, guys. Let me grab her real quick. Come here. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. All right. They want to see you, girl. Here she is. Lily, can you say hi? There she is. She's looking outside at the squirrels. She does not like them. They keep trying to get into the van, and they freak her out. So she's like intensely looking outside right now. Okay, come over here, girl. Come sit down. Come sit down. Good girl. All right. So, ooh, it feels hot in here. Sharon, thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate it. Oh, you guys are amazing. Roads of Life, you inspire me too. You keep it real. You're honest. Aww. And show your frustrations. This is so true and really does help. It helps me at least. I'm so glad because, you know, one of the things that I want to do, like, I'm a very positive person and I like to stay positive on my channel. But I think that there's a balance of also showing the positive side of life, right? And talking about positivity, but also being transparent about what happens. Just because there are bad things that happen or things that, you know, aren't so positive doesn't mean that the situation isn't positive. I just don't want to like be a complaining person, if that makes sense. Like, I always like, if there's something that's going wrong, I like to have, if there's a complaint or if there's something that I'm going to address, I always like there to be a solution attached to that as well. And so I want to show both sides, if that makes sense. So, it's just like, with the Heimer, what happened with the Heimer, I came on here and said, like, here's what's going on with Heimer. But, there's also like a silver lining in this somewhere, right? We all have to look for that. So that's really how I try to live my life. Like, even with the stuff that happened with me coming back from Alaska and the funk and the depression, and I'm like, what is this trying to teach me? I always ask that question. What is this situation teaching me? What am I supposed to learn from this? And there's always something to be had, something to learn from any situation. So anyways, that's kind of how I live my life. All right, so let's talk about other changes. So I talked about the travel style. So I'm going to be going into places where I can stay for a couple of weeks, and shocker, I might actually be staying in more campgrounds. I am looking at 1,000 trails. I don't know if it's something that I'm going to do, but it's a possibility. And I really, I like to boondock more and be in places where it's not a campground, and space where I can spread out a little bit more if I need to, and just have some solace, kind of be by myself or be with a couple of other RVers that I hang out with. But I don't know. I might change that. I'm looking at some friends of mine who also have a van. They have 1,000 Trails membership, and some of the places look pretty nice and advantageous. So I don't know. We'll see. It might be that I do something like that, especially because of the things that I'm changing. But I just don't know yet. So there'll be some more information about that coming out, well, when I know. But for now, I'm going to try to stay in places that are BLM, like I always have, BLM, National Forest, etc. And, right now I'm in a campground because I'm on the California coast. I left Southern California. The fires were getting kind of crazy down there. There were some evacuations and stuff. And so I decided I needed to go north to San Francisco. I'm supposed to meet up with Gordon from Edge Van Works, who, if you might remember him, he did my skid plate, some of the modifications on my van, also flew up to Alaska to fix my RV when it caught on fire. And so I'm actually going to his place in the Bay Area to finish up the repairs that need to be made for my van after that fire. And there'll be a little surprise. He's going to add something extra to my van, which I'm really excited about. But that's a surprise for now. I'll have to tell you guys all about that a little later. It'll be in a video. I have to keep you guessing a little bit, right? So anyways, that's going to happen with the Oh, so back to the campgrounds. I got off track a little bit. So the campgrounds, I'm staying in a campground on the coast, coast of California. So it's a little bit harder over here to find boondocking spots sometimes when you're when you're not in Northern California. Northern California has a lot more places to boondock off of the coast. They get a little bit more tricky out here because of restrictions, like Santa Barbara. You can't even like stay in your van overnight there. It's against the law. So anyways, there's just little things like that. So I'm in a campground. It's not bad. It's a state campground, so it's really beautiful and a short walk to the ocean, which I really love. All right, so that's another change that's happening. And ooh, look who's here. Irene Iron Fitness. That's Christine. She's the amazing lady that I've hooked up with to change my fitness and my health. So she's saying 1,000 trails is awesome. We need it for routine. Yes. I'm thinking about doing it. You guys have inspired me. So Christine and then my other friend, RV Outlaws, they actually, that's Denny and Veronica, they have 1,000 trails too. So they've kind of inspired me to maybe do something like that. But, you know, again, we'll see. So yeah, Irene Iron Fitness, she has a YouTube channel too. She has a website, so head over to her website. She actually has, on her YouTube channel, she actually has, you guys, I know you guys like cooking videos because you guys are always asking me to do more cooking videos. But she has a ton of good cooking videos. In fact, last night I was watching one where it's a one pot meal with, dang it, Christine, I forgot what you called it, but it's got turkey and corn. It's like a Mexican dish. It's turkey and corn and black beans and there's a bunch of stuff. So you'll have to go watch her video and see how she does it. But she's a crack up. She had me laughing through the whole thing. It's super entertaining. So anyways, when I leave this place, I have to go to the grocery store and replenish. I am going to replenish with food for that meal because I love one pot meals. You make everything ahead and you have leftovers for later. It's perfect in van life. All right. Oh, there she says, Southwest Turkey Skillet. Yay, yes. So, Christine, I have to say, she has another, she has another recipe on there. Wait, I don't remember if it's on there or not. You'll have to put it in the comments below. But I think I got I'm trying not to say, I got the, what do you call it? Email. I got the email from her saying she has this new recipe and it says don't eat meat, how about lamb, or something to that effect about lamb. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't lamb meat? Okay, so I still didn't get the reference. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I love that movie and I just completely missed out on the joke, so sorry, Christine. Anyways, I thought it was super hilarious. She's a funny girl. Alright, so, Emerald City Epilogue says to get the 1,000 trails, it's worth it. Oh, we'll have to talk about that this next week. I want to hear some more from you guys. And what you like about it. And which one you have. Because there's the whole, I'm still researching a little bit, but there's the whole one where you can purchase it for, like each, I think, a region, right? And you can stay, I think, up to 14 days. And then there's another one that you can purchase that's more expensive and you have access to like a bunch of campgrounds, not maybe just in regions, and you can stay for 21 days. I could have gotten all of that wrong. I'm still researching it. But I'll figure that out and then let you guys know. Let's see. Shelly says, I'm glad you're slowing down. I think you can still boondock, maybe caravan some, or try campgrounds. Just take your time. I think so too. But we'll see. I don't know yet. Sandra says, did you have any fear when you first started boondocking? I would have to start with campgrounds and work my way to BLM. I did. It took me, I left from Seattle, Washington in 2017, May 2017, and it took me until, I think it was July, no, it was probably June. It was maybe a month and a half to 2 months after I started RVing that I actually was in Idaho off of Snake River. It was my first time boondocking. I'd found this place on my own right off the river. There's nobody around. It was super beautiful, amazing, mountains everywhere. I mean, just incredibly beautiful. And I stayed there by myself overnight. Nobody was around. And I do have a video on it from back in 2017. And I was scared. I was really scared. And then I heard something, rustle in the middle of the night. And I think it was coyotes, but at the time I didn't know that. And I literally thought I was going to like leave all my camp gear outside and just take off. But I realized that if I didn't stay there, and I'm sure, in my mind I was like, it's probably just a wild animal out there. There's nobody out here. But I thought, okay, well, if I don't stay here and get through this fear, then I never will. And so I'm glad I did, because it really pushed me to boondock more by myself sometimes. And a lot of times I'm with other people, RVers and friends and stuff, but a lot of times I am by myself. And meaning there's other people around, but they're kind of far off. So anyways, it all works out. It's good. It took me a little while, but you get through it. Like, I really prefer it now more than anything. It's fun. I mean, it's interesting to like be by yourself and not have anybody else around, or they're far away, and you can just do your own thing and not have to worry about noise. Or, I videotape a lot. So sometimes it's hard, like in campgrounds or cities, to video without a bunch of noise going on in the background. So anyways, that's just for me. But there's nothing like, really, to be honest with you, like being in this beautiful place, nobody around, your camp chair is outside, you have a cup of coffee in the morning, you get to see the sun come up if you get up that early, or just sit outside with a good book and your coffee, and it's like, I don't know, there's just nothing like it. And you have this beautiful scenery around you. It's just amazing. So Sandra, if you're doing that, if you're looking to do this life, I highly suggest it. You'll be able to push through it. It's just a matter of time. Let's see. We have some more questions. Keep your questions coming. Simply Sonora, is 1,000 trails worth the cost? I don't know. I don't really camp in campgrounds a lot, so I'm gonna have to look at that. I think the one that's more expensive, that's like thousands and thousands of dollars, I mean, I would have to decide if that's something that would be worth it to me over the long haul. Because like, one of the other things, which I haven't really talked to you guys about either, is that I think I'm kind of missing having a home base, some place to just go back to if I want to. Like this time when I came back from Alaska and I really needed to just stay in one place, which I did, in the national forest, but it might have been good to come back to something that was a little bit more familiar, maybe. And so I'm looking at, I still, I love the minimalist lifestyle. And so one thing that I've been looking at is maybe buying some land somewhere and building a tiny home on it. I'm actually talking with some friends who are looking to do the same thing. And so I have 2 friends actually who are looking to do the same thing. And they're also in the RVing world. And so you might know or not know that when I got into RVing, I actually sold my house and everything I owned, so I didn't keep a home base. But that was a bigger home, and I didn't like the bigger home anyways, even though it was brand new. I had built it and everything, but it was a long story. But I was just trying to get out of renting anymore, and rents were sky high in the Seattle area, so having a house was much cheaper. But anyways, I would really like to maybe do the whole tiny home as a home base on some land that I could be on myself and invite my other RVing friends to come and hang out on. So I probably would buy several acres, as much as I possibly can, for a reasonable price somewhere, and people could come hang out there. And yeah, so I don't know, we'll see. That's another option for me. So really like to figure out, next year I was thinking about doing the custom van. I really want to do the tiny house home base too. So I don't really know, this all costs money, so I don't want to just be throwing money out there when I don't need to. But the tiny home would be, like I said, a home base, and I would still travel everywhere, but it would just be something I could kind of come back to if I wanted to. And eventually, I know there's going to be a time when I won't be doing this anymore. I mean, I'm still pretty young, and I could be doing this for many, many, many more years, but I might not do it, you know, there's going to be a time where I'm probably not going to want to do it, or just do it in very small spurts. I don't foresee that happening for a really, really long time. But anyways, just kind of thinking ahead and setting myself up for success. So anyways, let's see. What other questions do we have here? Gerald says he saved over $52,000. Wow. On his membership costs and dues, using $30 per night as a baseline. And that's interesting. So I'm assuming, Gerald, that you stay at 1,000 Trails quite a bit then. That's pretty cool. I like hearing these stories. Let's see. Sister Sherry Travels. I would be a little fearful in the beginning. Yeah. Go ahead and look at that video that I put out that shows, I talk about fear. There's several videos that I talk about fear, especially as solo women traveling. But you guys, there's I don't know, you guys might have heard the story. There's 2 stories that were out this week where there was a couple that was, I haven't heard the story this today, if anything has actually happened to them, if they really found them, or anyways, there was 2 people that were missing down in southern Texas, and they don't know where they're at. They think that their RV went across the Mexico border, but they were not the ones driving. And so, there are bad people out there that do bad things to people, and that happens whether you're in a sticks and bricks home or in an RV. I truly believe that this lifestyle is very, very safe. I've never had any issue on the road. We're all a really good community of RVers. We take care of each other and we look after each other. And you don't have to travel by yourself. I mean, if you're a solo person, male or female, you can travel with other people, other RVers. There's the escapers group that I talk about quite often. There are all kinds of RVing groups out there, some based on the RV that you have, some based on just RVing clubs in general. And so you can join an RV club and caravan with people who you really get along with. You just go to events and you start meeting people and figuring out if they would be good to travel with and start traveling with them. So it's a really good community. Let's see. Robert says Nomadic Fanatic has some videos about 1,000 Trails. Yeah, I just saw that. It looks like he's kind of going that route too. I'm excited to hear more about what he says about it. Oh, wow. Let's see. Shelly says you can get a used membership. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that. Thank you. Let's see. Dave Rush. I'm a newbie checking out Quartzsite tonight on my way to Seattle. Any advice on traveling I-5 through the California fires? Hey, get it. There's a squirrel. Get. He's trying to get inside my RV. Let's see. So it's been a week since I've been down there and things kind of changed quickly. So there's an app. Let me look at my app called, it's for fires. Oh, it's just called Fires. I don't know if you can see that over to the left. But the fires will tell you all of the different fires around the area and kind of what's happening, what the containment has been like, where to go, don't go. Ernest just posted some good information about a phone number to call for power outages. So yeah, I did. There's some friends that I have that are in San Diego, and they said their power was shut off recently. So they have been intermittently shutting off power, but yeah, just you're gonna have to check those. I check webcams too. You can go online and check webcams, and then of course the app, and then the phone number that Ernest just posted would be great. So good luck with that. There's a lot of traffic around the LA area. It took me 7 hours to get north of LA because it was during the evacuation period. I don't know if they're still doing that. I haven't kept up with it. Okay. Oh, you guys are so amazing. Roads of Life, have you looked into Harvest Host? Yes, I'm actually a member of Harvest Host. I don't use them all the time. I really like them, but it just depends on where you're at. If you're just kind of traveling through, like on a a highway. Sometimes they're not right around there because we're talking about wineries and farms, and so they tend to be off in some more rural areas sometimes. So I do use them though. They're really great. The wineries in Oregon are fantastic. I've been to 3 of them there. Let's see. What else do we have here? You might have already been asked this, but will you be going south, somewhere warm? Yes, I'm going. So it's getting cooler up north, so I'm kind of backtracking, which wasn't completely intentional, but I just have to go get my van fixed in the Bay Area from the fires. So I'm going north, but then I'll be headed back down in the Southwest after that. If any of you guys are going to be at RTR, I will probably be there. I'm thinking about doing a subscriber meetup there like I did last year, but I don't think Bob Wells has announced just yet where they're going to have that. As far as I know, they were still up in the air. I think they were waiting on BLM to let him know where they could have it, because last year it's like, I think, tripled in size almost every year. It's crazy, but it's amazing. So anyways, if you guys are going to be there, that's in January. Let's see. So Sister Sherry Travels says, that's what I've been thinking about, buying land, living in a tiny home, but still having a van RV. Yeah, I think it's a good way to go, especially if you like the minimalist life. Robert says, one of my cousins and her husband were, let's see, living full-time in a motorhome, but after a while bought mobile homes in both Arizona and Vancouver. That's another option, is that there are places where you can actually buy a mobile home spot that are more, they're more like RV parks. I see them in a lot in 55 and older communities. And you can buy an actual like spot, and it might have a little casita, and then you can just come and go as you want, and it's nice. So that's another option too. I have thought about that, but I'm not 55 yet, so getting close, but not there yet. Let's see. Being human RV, how long did it take you to adjust to living on the road? Well, I don't know. It's an interesting question. I feel like I'm always learning. I think probably the first 9 months was a huge learning curve for me, because I didn't stay in campgrounds and still don't stay in campgrounds a lot. You're always having to figure out where you're going to stay for the night, and so there's that kind of adjustment, and then figuring out, where to get water and dump your tanks. And at the time I had the Class C RV, so I had to also figure out like how to navigate the roads, because I had height restrictions because my RV was pretty tall. And so it takes about 9 months, I would say, at least for me, was about what it was, to really kind of feel like I had learned a lot. And I feel like now my learning is probably more about, well, what's my next camp spot going to be? Because there's so many places out there. Some of them are in apps and some of them are not. And so I'm kind of believe it or not, I am a creature of habit. And if I know that I'm going through one particular place and there's a camp spot that I've been at before and I know that I really liked it, I'll just go back there. So I'm trying to not do that and venture out a little bit more into places and experience more beauty out there. So, there's that. All right. Let's see. J.K. Hawk 1967 says, WeatherBug is a terrific app for fire, lightning. Yes. Winds, and of course temps. I've got a zillion apps for weather, so there's all kinds of apps out there to figure all of that out. Let's see. Sister Sherry Travels, where are you now? I am on the California West Coast by the ocean. It's beautiful out. And I don't have any fires, so there's fires, in the Bay Area and down in LA, and I'm not experiencing any kind of smoke or fire or anything here. I'm very, very safe. Oh, Portland is freezing. Yes. So my friends who are on here were all actually saying, so Dave and Shauna, they were up in Portland, and they're like, oh my God, it's so cold, and we're going to come back down to the Southwest. So that's where we're going to meet up, in the Bay Area too. Simply Sonora, do you miss the size of your Class C? I didn't for the longest time. Sometimes I do. It was a little bit more homier than the van is. So I miss it sometimes from that standpoint. And I do miss the fact that it had like a regular shower. And let me back up. It had a regular bathroom, and it had a separate shower, and it had, a nice sink with kind of like a home where it has storage and stuff underneath it, and then your toilet and other storage, for your toiletries and stuff. So I do miss that part of it, to be honest. I really like that. But actually was thinking about that the other day. Like, do I miss it enough to make a change? Which is what I was kind of talking about earlier. Do I miss it enough to make a change, or should I stay in what I have? And it's financially expensive to like change RVs all the time. So financially speaking, it's not really what I want. There's nothing wrong with what I have. Having that outdoor space that I was telling you about earlier, that pop-up tent or shelter actually extends my living area, so it's really nice. So I think I had a good compromise with that, except for the shower situation. But I can take showers at I take showers at gyms. I wash my hair in the sink, and it all works. It's not a big deal. Sandra, I'm thinking of a tiny house and land 2 down the road, hoping to sell my house next year and start traveling as soon as it closes. You're an inspiration. Oh, that is amazing. Well, good luck. And there's a lot of information out there. Of course, I have a ton on my channel too, but there's a lot of other people out there who have great information about the whole transitioning process. And I will plug my Nomad Mentorship Bootcamp course. It is about transitioning into nomad life and all the things that you need to think about, including selling your home, what your travel style is, like just things to think of before you purchase an RV, and lots of good information and how to find work on the road if you want to work remotely too. That's actually in the description box of this video. It's also in all of my videos. But yeah, you can click on that and get signed up on the wait list. I'm actually going to go live with the class. I've already done one class with a set of students back this summer, and I'm finishing up the final touches to the course, and that will launch in January. So be on the lookout for that. If you guys are on the wait list, it's coming soon, I promise. But I want it to be amazing for you guys. I didn't have videos with my first group of people, my students, because it was a beta course. And this course, they helped me to fine tune it and figure out like what all the questions they had, what were things that I might have missed that people were asking. Absolutely amazing. Loved it. Love the process. But now I'm doing videos to the actual module, so you guys are going to have some good content there. Let's see. What else do we have here? Robert says, a lot of people on YouTube living in RVs appear to have a learning curve for the first few years, especially if they didn't already have an RV. True. And it depends on how many RVs you go through. There's always a learning curve with that. Okay, so let's see. What else was on my agenda to talk about? I think I've kind of hit it all. Let's see, the rig, I got all of that taken care of. And then, so my outdoor shelter has, set up everything for my gym so I can get healthy. And I love that I just can go outside and do my yoga really quick. I don't have to like carry things back and forth. That's the thing with a van too, is you're always kind of shuffling things sometimes, depending on where it's at. Like if I decide to stay in this van and not do a custom van, I am going to take out these walls behind me for the bathroom. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fix under the bed is the garage, and it's just completely inefficient in my opinion. You can't access the cabinets very well. So what I'd love to do is rip out all the cabinets below and put in those slides. You've probably seen those slides before in the back of like trucks or even some other vans. And anyways, you can actually build some shelving in there and then pull these slides out. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. It's just more efficient. But I have the inverter back there and some of my like solar panel equipment, so I kind of need to figure all of that out. But anyways, just something to think about. Let's see. Desiree. Amber, I like the purple hair. It looks great on you. Oh, thank you. I know, it goes between like pinkish, reddish, and purple. So I've had a hard time like keeping it like the color that I want to, because I actually had to strip my hair color before I put all of this other color on it. It was an awful process, but anyways, I did it. I did it all myself. And I think I finally got the right color mixture, so we'll see. Let's see. Robert, certainly brand new RVs have some first year depreciation. I wonder if Erwinheimer North America rigs being orphaned has hurt the resale value. So far, it doesn't appear to. In our Heimer community on Facebook, there's a lot of people who are selling their used RV for a really good price, and then people are purchasing the existing inventory that's new from dealers out there. There's still some inventory out there. You just don't get the, the 6-year warranty, of course, because that's all gone. But they seem to be holding their value. I mean, Class Bs hold their value pretty well anyways. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get what I paid for it, I don't think. But yeah, it's still holding its value to some degree, which is nice. More than my Class C did. I lost money on my Class C when I sold it because I only had it a year. And it was brand new. All right, guys. Well, we're at an hour almost here, and looks like the questions are dwindling down. So, you guys, I really, really appreciate everybody getting on here and chatting with me, and it's so good to connect with all of you guys. So, if you have any other questions, go ahead and leave that down in the comment box below. I will answer those questions. But before you leave, if you could hit that like button for me, I appreciate it. You guys, whenever you like, share, and comment, and subscribe to my channel, it really helps me to grow. It helps more people see these videos. I'm sure you guys see this on everybody's YouTube video, but really that's why people ask for it, is because it helps us grow as creators and helps our videos be seen by more people. So I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in another video next week. The next week is going to be the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta that I was at. I was so excited to show that to you guys. It was beautiful. So, all right, guys. See ya. Bye.